Hello there everybody, welcome back to my channel. I do hope you're having a good day and welcome back to another video. So today we are going to be doing something that it feels like I haven't done in a really long time, and we're going to be doing a good old-fashioned model unboxing. So what can I tell you about today's model? Well, I'm not going to spoil the surprise of exactly what it is, although if you've seen the thumbnail and I decide to make the thumbnail the model, then obviously you'll already know. But this is a model from Phoenix and I did pick it up from the aircraft model store. We'll get more into that as I unbox it, but for now, let's get right on into it. Right, so then, I've got the trusty pair of scissors, and let's take a little bit of a closer look at this. So as I said, I got this model from the aircraft model store, and it's made by Phoenix. And this was actually, I believe, announced first in October of 2022. And this is a special livery aircraft, and I don't have many special livery aircraft in my collection, and so this I'm hoping is going to be a really good addition to Will Scarlet. It certainly is a beautiful livery, and I'm very much looking forward to seeing what it's like in the flesh. So in total I paid about £41 with shipping, so I think the aircraft on its own was £39.50, and so that is, well, it's not brilliant for the aircraft type that this is. This isn't a wide body aircraft, we do have a narrow body. So let's finally reveal what it is if you don't already know. So we'll take the packing foam away, and here we are. Take a look at this. So it is the Edelweiss A320-200 and it's in the Help Alliance livery. Now as soon as I saw this aircraft, I believe I saw this on a live stream out of Zurich, actually, you know, the real aircraft, before I saw that there was a model of it. And that livery just really caught my eye. I mean, it is a completely beautiful livery, a really cool job that Edelweiss have done there. And this aircraft is still flying around in these colours. You can see it quite regularly on flight radar doing the normal Edelweiss route network. So I'm really excited to have this in the fleet. I would quite like to have some more sort of realistic, I suppose, or still operating aircraft in the collection. And yeah, I'm really hoping this is going to be a valuable addition to the collection. So let's take this cardboard box out of the way, and without further ado, I will tilt the camera down a little bit and I will unbox this for the first time. Alright, let's take a look. So we've got the normal Phoenix packaging with some of the clear plastic sheeting that they use. Got the plastic tray is on, the lid is on quite tight. I don't want it to pop out. I have to prise that off. Come on. There we go. Let's put that out of the way. And I'll take the camera down a little bit and we'll do a final reveal. So take a look at this, and already I can tell that this is a really, really good looking aircraft. So let's take it out. Oh, we've got some foam on the bottom. Yeah, so this was announced in October of 2022, so about a year and a half ago. And wow, just look at this in my hands. I mean, this is a completely beautiful model. I love this livery and the way that it looks on the A320. And immediately I can tell that this is high quality. I was slightly worried considering the price tag. This is quite a pricey A320. But yeah, by the looks of it, this is going to be a really good addition to WSI. Immediately, I'm very impressed. So I'll redo the camera angles so that you guys can actually see a little bit closer, just like I can, and then I'll come back to you in a minute and go over some of this aircraft's finer details. Okay then, so having taken a little bit of a look at this aircraft between takes, I think I can confirm my earlier statement when I was unboxing it, and I think it's pretty clear to me that this is a really very high quality model. I've been impressed with Phoenix sort of across the board over the last year or so of collecting their aircraft, and I have to say I think they've really outdone themselves with this one. It is just a completely beautiful aircraft. So let's address the livery to start off with then. So Help Alliance are, as far as I can tell, a sort of young person support group for careers and future prospects, which was set up for the Lufthansa Group. And of course, Edelweiss are a member of the Lufthansa Group, along with obviously Lufthansa, Eurowings and Swissair, as far as I'm aware, are also part of the Lufthansa Group. And so yeah, this is a livery commemorating the Lufthansa Group's Help Alliance brand, which helps young people get into sort of industries, and I think specifically the aviation industry. And I think this really is an incredible livery in terms of design. Obviously you've got the sort of main staple of all of the Edelweiss colours, which is the big blue Edelweiss sort of going across the length of the fuselage, and then we've got the sort of the hands in red that vary in size around the front of the aircraft, and we have that reciprocated in the tail. And of course, I'm not quite actually sure what flower that is. Please do let me know if you do know. But yeah, I'm not entirely sure. So let's take a look at some of these aircraft's finest features then. So for me, I think the main thing is actually the quality of the livery and the finish. I'm not really sure whether it's coming across on camera too well, but the sort of shine that you get from this aircraft in the light, it really does just look the perfect combination between sort of satin and matte. I'm not quite sure how you'd call it, but it does look really incredibly realistic. And so let's take a little bit of a look over then. So let's start at the front of the aircraft. So we've got the cockpit. If anything, actually, I think that the cockpit decaling around the front is possibly this aircraft's weakest area. If I try and focus on it and bring it in a little bit closer, you might be able to see the shape doesn't look actually quite right there. I don't know, there's just something about that front decal, it sort of looks, I can't quite put my hands on it, it possibly looks a little bit too small. I'm not entirely sure, something about that possibly doesn't look as accurate as it could do, but generally from any sort of reasonable distance, I think you're unlikely to notice. Generally, I'm nitpicking here. We do have some antenna running across the top of the aircraft, so we've got one here and then two further back, as would be prototypical. And let's take a look on the other side. Is there anything different? No, it doesn't look like it. So we've just got the L1 door, the safety exits over the wings, and the ramp sort of directors. The red arrows are, of course, printed on the top there, and the wings are incredibly well detailed. There's all sorts of different patterning in grey, in the various shades of grey, and then of course you've got the winglets on the end of the wings, although this isn't a Neo variant, it's a 200 that does have the winglets included. I'm just going to move my light a little bit closer so that you guys can see that in a little bit more detail. We've got the flowers reciprocated on the inside and the outside of those winglets. The engines themselves look pretty nice. There's a little bit of internal detail in there. If you can see, it doesn't look like I'll be able to catch those in the light, but there is some internal detail in there. If anything, I'd say that right engine is possibly angled, the left engine is possibly angled a little bit too low, but that's not a particularly big thing. I didn't notice that beforehand, so I've only just noticed that now. The landing gear actually are another really good feature of these Phoenix models. Especially the back set, very, very shiny. Those wheels, and I'm not really sure if there's model detail there or not, but it certainly appears as though there is to the naked eye. It does appear as though there are a couple of layers to those to that metal, sort of the brake discs and everything in there. And of course underneath the aircraft we do have some more antenna, and of course the front set of landing gear over there at the front as well, with a rear antenna just behind the stand. Moving a little bit further back, we have got the Help Alliance logo there and the registration number of this aircraft, which is Hotel Bravo Juliet Lima Tango, and it is of course registered to Switzerland because Edelweiss is a Swiss airline. And then finally we've got the tail and the stabilizers and the elevators and the APU port right there at the back, and that all looks brilliant. So I think in conclusion, I'm not really sure if there's anything more to say about this model. I would highly recommend it, and I think in general Phoenix are maintaining a very, very high standard in their model making at the moment. I've been really impressed with their last couple of releases, and yeah, this is a fairly modern model by the standards of some of the models that I have in my collection from Phoenix. And so yeah, I'm really, really impressed. I'm going to leave a link down below to the aircraft model store, to the listing for this aircraft, because I do believe there are still some available. And so yeah, do check it out if you do model an airport in Europe and you do feel like adding this to your collection. It certainly is a realistic model, and it is a beautiful one as well. So yeah, I think overall, I think in terms of price tag, I think this is probably about right. you know, everything's getting more expensive nowadays, and I do understand, you know, for something this complicated and detailed, especially in terms of the livery, yeah, I think that price of £40 plus shipping is probably about right for here in the UK at least. So yeah, that's really all I'm going to say about this aircraft today. It's a totally beautiful model. I'm sure you will see this in WSI updates going forward. And I'd just like to say thank you very much for watching. Do consider checking out my Instagram, which I'll leave down below in the description. I do some sort of, you know, pre-release stuff over there, doing some behind the scenes content, some polls and some posts about the manufacturer's new releases every month as and when they come out. So yeah, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!